Hi everyone, it's Heather and welcome to my channel, Diamonds and Dragonflies. If you are new here, welcome. I really am so glad that you found me. And if you are returning, welcome back. We are here today and I am going to do a whip and chat. Not sure how long it's going to go. I've been having some bone spur problems in my hands. I'll get to that in a little bit. But we're going to talk about, I'm going to chat with you about what's happened in my life in the past week, and you get to tag along for the ride, so hopefully I won't bore you. WIP stands for work in progress, and this is mine. I am behind on my Diamond Art Club calendar, 2026 calendar. So I have through June done, so I'm on July. So we are going to work on July today. This was not my original plan, but I've been having a lot of trouble diamond painting with actually both hands. So, but rounds are a little easier, so I'm going to give that a go. I don't kit these up per se, but I got out these containers. I haven't used them before. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 in here. That's weird. There's 11 in here, and I've never used these before. I got them a while ago and they've just been sitting around. So it looks like is that like a little grid or something in the bottom? Ow. Yeah, I'm having super hard time doing some stuff. Okay, so those are raised inside there. I don't know, can you see that? So there's like raised bumps in there. I don't know whether the drills will actually line up in there. I'm not going to work out of these. I have a tray to work out of. These are just going to be to hold the drills in case I mistake one or miss one or whatever. I'm using a purple flower tray from Black Dahlia Diamond Art. You could get this in multiple different colors, the same image. I chose, of course, purple. I'm using a pen from Lathe Customs by Design that I picked up back in the very beginning of March in a right to buy. I have my Diamond Art Club 6, I think that's a 6, it might be a 7. 6 or 7 and single placer. I'm going to be using in my multi-placer Wild Berry Cheesecake, which I don't know that I'm going to be able to multi-place a lot with these. And then in my single placer, I'm actually using the Diamond Art Club clear wax that they include now. It does work really well for ABs, and there are specialty drills in here. So I figured we would give that a go. So I'm going to load up my pen here with my putty. And so I am filming this on Thursday, July 9th. Hopefully you guys are seeing this on Friday, July 10th, if all goes well, and everything uploads right. It's been hit or miss. Like the video that went up on Wednesday, uploaded in 5 minutes flat. Boom, done. The video I did last week took 7 hours to upload. So I don't know what's going on. Why sometimes they go very quickly, sometimes they go not so quickly. All right, let's get some of this wax in there. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I've got, let me pull this down so you can see there's January and February and March, April, May, and June, and we are on July. Oh, it's an ice cream cone. Okay, cool. All right, so, oops, sorry about that. I kind of hit the thing. Can I zoom in some? Yeah, there we go. Sorry about the glare. Let me see if I can, whoops, wrong thing. I'm trying, now I can't reach it with my foot. And if I stand up, it's gonna change everything. So hopefully you guys will be able to see this. All right, let's see. Where should we start? Oh, sorry guys. I'm hoping I can get through this. I'm in quite a bit of pain right now. Let's just start at the back and move forward. Scissors. Where are my scissors? There they are. Yeah, we're in the living room today. I'm not in the art room. That was just too hard today to go up there. And my tripod was down here and Kirk is at work. So I didn't really have much choice. I originally thought I would be filming this evening, but Atlas is going to the vet at 4:30, which I'll get into in a minute. Okay. Let me see. No, you are not going to be able to see that. All right, I'm not going to be working super close up. I don't have the dexterity today with my hands to be moving stuff around. So, all right, what symbol are we doing again? 7? Why did I put that over there? That should not have been over there. That should go in here in case I have dupes. All right, it's number 7. All right. So, oh, good. AB is right to start with. So we'll see how this wax does. Oh, you know what? It might help if I take the plastic cover off. I told you guys I'm not really with it today, so please bear with me. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna pick up from last week. So we kitted up, talked about Christmas in July, and the winner was announced for the giveaway on Wednesday in my month in review. So if you guessed, please go and check out that video to see if you were the winner. So that was a lot of fun because yes, the winner has not reached out to me yet. Thursday, that evening, Samantha arrived. Her residential staff drove her up and she came and was here until Sunday. Thursday night, we just kind of hung out. It was the first time that she's been at the house since I fell. She hadn't been here since Thanksgiving. We had gone down to see her, but she hadn't actually been in the house until then. She was super happy to be here. She's loving her new iPad. Thanks again, Michelle and Tim, for you donating a new iPad to her when hers broke. I truly, truly appreciate it. That was very, very thoughtful. And we just kind of hung out. It was Friday morning. We got up, and this was so hilarious. I come down, and she's in the living room, and I asked her what she wanted to watch on the TV, and she goes, "The Waterboy." What? I looked at her, and I said, "The Waterboy?" I said, "With Adam Sandler?" And she went, "Yes." I'm like, that's new. For those of you that don't know, my oldest daughter, Samantha, she's 33. She is severely autistic. Her speech is very limited, and she functions at about a 6-year-old level, except when it comes to like computers and technology. Then she is off the charts. Hang on a second. I need to grab a drink. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, let me show you what tumbler I'm using. I just got this from JeniRose. It's a 250th anniversary tumbler. I wanted to commemorate the 250th. So I did get a new tumbler. I hadn't bought any tumblers in quite a while. So I wanted something to commemorate the 250th anniversary. So Kirk had gotten up early and gone to get his hair cut. He comes home and I'm like, ask Sammy what movie she wants to watch. And he asks her and his eyes about popped out of his head. Sammy pretty much only watches animation, cartoons, Disney primarily. She does like Sesame Street too. But ever since she has been living on her own, I think her staff and or her roommates, she has 2 roommates, I think they watch other stuff and Sammy's in the room, so she's started to like other things. So we watched The Waterboy. I hadn't seen that movie in probably 15 years, if not more. And she just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. It was hilarious. So early evening, or I guess I should say late afternoon, it was around 3:30, William came over and Kirk had done hot dogs and cheeseburgers on the grill. God bless him, because it was 102 on Friday here. With the heat index, it was 115. Yeah. We're not used to getting temperatures like that here. I mean, it gets hot here, don't get me wrong. You know, we can hit a good 97 degrees, but you know, that's more common as opposed to 100 plus temperatures plus then the heat index. I mean, we hit the heat index being over 100 quite frequently, but not the temperature being over 100 before the heat index. It was killer. We then went and saw Minions and Monsters. My husband is a Minion freak. He absolutely loves the Minions. And so he wanted to go and see it. And a couple of years ago, we had gone over 4th of July weekend, all 5 of us. Emily was home then too. And we saw Despicable Me 4 with Kirk because he wanted to go. So it was just the 4 of us. Emily could not come home for the holidays. She had been here a couple of weeks earlier over Juneteenth, but she couldn't afford to take off from Walmart again to come. So we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. We came home and Sammy goes to bed. And she went upstairs and she went to bed. That is very unusual. When Sammy lived with us, it would be 2 o'clock in the morning and we're trying to get her to go to bed. So the fact that it wasn't even 10 o'clock yet and she was putting herself to bed kind of just blew our minds. But it seems that she really has a very good bedtime routine now. And that was wonderful and fantastic. Saturday, we just kind of hung out and it was super hot again. And we had planned on going to the fireworks here in York for the first time. Well, when I started looking up some information online, which obviously I should have done that before, found out that it wasn't really the kind of place where you can just wing it and show up. There was a possibility of a lot of walking. We might not have been able to get seats in the stadium because there was a baseball game being held prior. So it was something that was going to require more planning on our part. And we didn't really have the money to buy tickets to go to the game. Sammy would have given a rat's ass about a baseball game. So we were like, okay, well, we need to find an alternative. So we've never been to the Hanover, Pennsylvania fireworks. So we decided to go to those. And we're driving over there and torrential downpour starts. And we're like, oh my God. Well, we had just been eating at home the whole time. Sammy had begged to go to McDonald's that day. So we said, all right, well, we'll go to McDonald's. So we're like, well, let's just continue to drive over because it is a 40-minute drive. We'll just continue to drive over. And if nothing else, we'll just get McDonald's in Hanover for her. Well, they were still having it. The closer we got to Hanover, the rain stopped. We were sitting there for about a half an hour before the fireworks started. And about 15 minutes into the firework program, it started to rain. And it started out as just a drizzle. But by the time the finale started, it was pouring. They continued. They finished firing off the fireworks. The finale was really, really cool in the fact that they did a whole bunch of red. So the whole sky was lit up with red. Then they shot off a whole bunch of white. So the whole sky was lit up in white. And then they followed it up with blue. And then the very final firework was a ginormous red, white, and blue firework. So it was really, really nice. I thought they did a really nice job. Last year, I had video for you guys of the fireworks. I started to take video, but it was raining so hard that all you could see was the raindrops. So, and it wasn't working really well trying to video from inside the car, because then you had some glare from the windshield. It was just a whole thing. So I'm sorry I do not have extra video to put at the end this year of the fireworks. It was really kind of a bummer. I mean, I'm glad that we still got to see them, but it's like it was the 250th anniversary and all the pomp and circumstance got sucked out of it from the rain. You know, we hadn't had rain all week. Temperatures have been in the hundreds the whole week. It's like, couldn't you have waited until Sunday to rain? You know, that would have been nice to let us have this night, or even just start like after 11 o'clock kind of thing. Ended up having severe storms. When Kirk got to work on Monday, there were trees down. They had super high winds up in Harrisburg. That's about 40 minutes north of us. There was a lot of damage. Trees down everywhere, Kirk said. The building he works in, one of the air conditioning units, had been ripped out of the wall from the heavy wind and rain. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Fortunately, it was not like that down here in York. We did not get that. So no damage to anything down here. So that was good. Once again, we got home. Sammy put herself straight to bed. Sunday, William came over. Sammy was supposed to be picked up by 12 to go back to her house. They didn't get here till about 1:15, but William came over around 11 for our normal Sunday get-together, and he went in and helped me, and we cleaned the downstairs bathroom. We put a bunch of stuff away around here, and I mean, the bathroom got a deep clean. Like, William wiped down everything on the shelves, he mopped the floors, he cleaned the tub, he scrubbed the toilet. It was really, really nice. He gave it a really big, thorough cleaning, which it desperately needed. And then he helped me put away some things in here. He was happy that the things that he had already cleaned up still were clean. Sammy got picked up, and then we had a huge scare. While we were working on the bathroom, Atlas had wanted to go outside. So I had opened the back door and I'd let him out. Well, I kept checking on him, and he was just laying in the sun, soaking up the vitamin D. And he finally just came in on his own, and I went and I shut the door. About 2 hours go by, and he's whining he wants to go out, and Kirk went to let him out, opened the door, and there was Rhea. She apparently had snuck out. I did not see her go out. I did not see her in the yard when I was checking on Atlas. And I left her out there for 2 hours in the god-awful heat. She came in, she was panting so hard, she collapsed on the floor. I was freaking out. I thought, oh my God, I've killed my dog. She's got heat stroke. I quickly got myself together. I started Googling what to do. I got a cooling bandana that we had for Atlas, soaked it, put that around her neck. I had to lift her head because she could not stand or lift her head. We're debating on whether or not to take her to the emergency vet, but I was really I felt that taking that time to do that, she would be dead. She would die. I needed to try and solve this right here, right now. So I got on the internet. I started Googling what to do if you suspect your dog has heat stroke. The cooling bandana was a great idea. Told us to put a fan on her, so I had William run upstairs and grab a fan. Said to wet towels and lay across her body, so I did. I went and got towels and soaked them in cold water and laid them on her body. And about 10 or 15 minutes after that, she was still panting very, very heavily. I had Kirk take another bowl and scoop out some water that was room temperature, because they make a point of saying, don't give them ice, don't give them ice cold water. It can put their body in shock and they can have a heart attack. So I wanted it to be room temperature water from their water dish. Well, he did that and she couldn't lift her head. So Kirk started just putting water on his hand and she was licking it off of his hand. And they did that for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden she just jumped straight up, stood up. I mean, she literally just like boing and was standing up. And then she finished off that bowl of water. I mean, it was bone dry. And then she's laying on the floor like normal with her tail wagging, and she was okay. I got so lucky, guys. I was so scared. I was in tears. I was freaking out that, oh my God, I killed my dog. Well, a couple of weeks ago, Kirk had accidentally left her outside. And fortunately, it wasn't super, super hot, so we didn't have these same issues. But we've got a new rule in this house. The door doesn't get closed until someone has laid eyes on both dogs in the house. Because this is twice now, and the second time, I thought she was going to die. I guarantee you that if she had been out there another 5 to 10 minutes, we wouldn't have been able to get her back. I don't know that I've ever been so scared in my life with the dogs. I mean, I've been scared before and upset with, you know, them being sick, like when Duke started having seizures for the first time, that kind of thing. But this was, I still can't believe that she's alive. And it just goes to show the amazement of the dogs, because if that had been a person, that person wouldn't want to speak to you, wouldn't want anything to do with you, might very well hate you for the rest of your life. Rhea, she's like, it's fine, Mom. It's okay. I'm fine. No resentment, no harsh feelings, no, grudges being held, nothing like that. She just goes right back to loving me unconditionally. I think that's one of the things that makes dogs so special, is that fact. All right. Sorry, that hand is starting to really, really hurt. But William and I, after that, we went back to watching our shows, and we are watching Star Wars in chronological order, timeline, including like all the TV shows. So we are currently watching season 1 of the animated series Clone Wars. So we watched that, and we watched the theatrical release of Clone Wars. So next Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, we'll be picking up where we left off. Let's see, what else? Monday, nothing really happened. It's just kind of a lazy day. I did get some of my blood work back from us having our blood drawn. And let's just say there were more things that came back abnormal than normal. So I've got appointments set up with my endocrinologist and my primary care to go over all of my test results. My A1C is super high again. It was 9.1. It had been down to 5.7. So that wasn't good. So we need to work on that and getting that back under control. Tuesday I was supposed to have occupational therapy, and I ended up canceling the appointment. Kirk had to work late, so I wasn't going to have transportation. And I have a $45 copay every time I go, and we are running low on medical funds. Our flex spending is almost completely gone, and until Kirk gets full paychecks again, which thank God, only one more paycheck to go where they're going to be taking out $600+ from the overpayment. So July 30th, we finally get his full check again. But I ended up, I had to cancel. I'm supposed to go again this upcoming Tuesday. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to make it. We'll have to see. Wednesday, therapy was canceled. My therapist was sick. So we didn't have therapy on Wednesday. But I had my follow-up with my surgeon, my orthopedic surgeon, that operated on my wrist, my humerus, and my shoulder. I went, they took a whole bunch of x-rays, which they do every time. Plus they added x-rays of both of my thumb joints because I've been having pain here and here. Same place on both hands. And I'm like, and it's like raised there. Well, that's because I have bone spurs at my CMC joint. That bone. The left one is really jagged. The right one is bad, but it's better than the left one. He was going to give me steroid shots in both thumbs. However, because my A1C was so high, he said he could not do it because the steroid shots will cause my A1C to spike. So I've got to get my A1C down below an 8 before he will do the injections. So in the meantime, it's just, adding ibuprofen to my Dilaudid that I already take and my muscle relaxers to help with inflammation, because Dilaudid does not do anything for inflammation. It is just for pain. I'm trying to make sure this is in. I'm having to reach a lot, and that's hard with my right arm. I still don't have, full mobility. My left wrist, the bones are not completely fused. They are almost completely fused, but not fully. My humerus, the bones have shifted. They did not fuse. They're not flush. So the one bone sticks out and there's a gapping. He said the gapping will fill in. The body will automatically just produce more bone to fill in that spot. But whether or not it will be smooth or come in the form of a bone spur, they don't know. My shoulder is at about, I think he said 89% fused and flush. My bicep and triceps are in knots on that arm, and they are swollen and putting pressure on the titanium pin and the broken humerus. So when I'm able to go back to occupational therapy, they're going to really need to do a lot of massage therapy to work that out. And try and get rid of those knots. And those knots are kind of they're not helping. They're preventing there's the word I need. They are preventing me being able to use my right arm more, be able to raise it more, to have more mobility and stuff with it. So I come back in 3 months. I continue with occupational therapy until I return. Not sure that that's going to be financially feasible. So we will see. I am down to, he wanted me to go back to twice a week. I can't afford $90 a week. That is, if I can't afford a $45 copay for one visit, I sure as hell can't afford 2 in the same week of $90. I mean, we're talking 12 months, so 12 times 90, that's a lot of money. Don't have that. I mean, you're talking almost $1,000. So, I'm going to stick with once a week right now. I have to do more at home. Also told me I need to rest more. So I'm having to cut back some on the amount of time I'm spending diamond painting. Today, Kirk has a doctor's appointment back in Westminster, where we used to live, back in Maryland. He loves his urologist, and he refuses to get somebody new. So since he only goes down and sees him twice a year, you know, it's not that big a deal. Well, the vet we take Atlas and Rhea to is in Sykesville, back in Maryland. And Atlas did something to his eye. It has been bloodshot. It is... Ray, stop, honey. Sorry, she's licking her leg off over here. It's been bloodshot. It's leaking nasty yellowish goo. I'm pretty sure he's got conjunctivitis in his eye. I'm not sure how he got conjunctivitis in his eye, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So he's going to need antibiotics. So we are going... He and I are going to ride down with Kirk to Maryland. We're going to hang out in the car. Don't worry, we will have the AC on, and I will have bottled water for him and me. While he goes into the doctor's, and then we will continue down to the vet. So hopefully that is all that it is, that he just has conjunctivitis in his eye. But they want to take a look and make sure there's no foreign body in there. I don't believe so. He is not messing with it. He's not itching it. He's not rubbing it against anything. He's like completely oblivious. So whatever it is, it's not hurting him. But we have to be careful. Atlas had eye surgery when he was a puppy. He had what's called entropion, which is where the eyelashes are inverted. All right, do I have this? Because I need to work on the strawberry. All right, I think that's in frame. So we also need to make sure that, like, it hasn't ripped back open, you know, that there's no trauma and stuff to the eye. So we're going down there. Thank God for Care Credit. So hopefully it won't be super expensive. But I guess we shall see. I had a short and a video go up this week. My month in review went up on Wednesday. And Tuesday night I put up a short showing progress on my enhancement challenge. So if you haven't gone and checked that out, go check that out and take a look at how Calico Chicken is coming along. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up. That helps greatly with getting my videos out there more. What is coming up on the challenge? Oh, and what have I been working on? So, I have not filmed my 26 for 26 June update. That is on deck to happen this weekend. Hopefully it will go up on Sunday. That's my plan, but I guess we shall see. I I have my July Creations Morin haul to film and put up. I have an unboxing of a new to me shop that I have to do. I also need to do the unboxing of my first Hannah Lynn from Hannah Lynn Diamond Painting that is going to also be joining the comparison project. So I need to get that done. I've been working on 3 new small kits that I added for events this month because I decided I wanted to do some events this month to help people in my group that are doing stuff. I wanted to show support to some shop owner friends. And so I've been working on those, and spoiler, I guess, to the 26 for 26, I only put drills on the canvases that were new starts in June. So I've been working on the ones that, I'm just checking to make sure I didn't miss any. Okay. I've been working on some of those. So the 3 new small projects for events this month, along with my WIPs that I added for the 26 for 26 and putting drills on them. So I've worked on Stargazing Dragling because I am doing the Spangler event, and I worked on the Old Wood Mill so far. So I've done, which was my subscriber participation canvas. So those both are coming along quite nicely. And now I'm working on this. I'm gonna hopefully try and get July and August done. I don't really have anything else to share right now. So I don't also have any new video of the pups. I haven't taken anything new, so there won't be anything extra afterward. I'm going to try to make sure that my whip and chats go up on Fridays, but we shall see what we shall see. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this whip and chat. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, do a ice cream emoji. And if you have not already subscribed, I hope you decide to. It's one of the things in life that is still free. And you can hit the bell to be notified for when I put up new videos. And as always, guys, don't ever forget that without the dark, we'd never get to see the stars. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Love y'all. Bye.